Okay. Hello. I think everything should be working as it should. It's been a while since I did an art stream, so I'm sorry if it's a little scuffed or anything. And I know my mic also sounds different, just preemptively. Saying that. My mic tends to sound different with my laptop, which really doesn't make sense because I don't know why it would, but it does for some reason. So if it sounds a little off, that's why. Um, we are doing some Your Character Here doll commissions today. I'm sorry I've been absent so much recently. I was sick earlier in this week, but we're good now. So I wanted to make sure to get in at least one stream this week. Um, we have two paid ones to do today, and then I have some from my voice actors as well, the ones that voice acted on the game, because we decided to do like a little thing, and we're like, if the voice actors would like their own like free cameo of their persona or character or whatever you want to call it, that they could have those. I don't know how many we're gonna get through. I know I'm gonna start with the paid ones because they're paid, obviously. Um, and these will be available until the slots run out. However, I do want to say that if you want them done on stream, you should order them today because they will probably not have another stream dedicated to them, just to make things easier on myself. I do have reference pictures and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to be putting them on screen because I don't want to like whatever people's private things, if that makes sense. I don't want them to be shown if they don't want them to be shown. I probably should have asked that before. But things are how they are. Hello, David. Welcome to the stream. We're just getting started now. So I'm gonna start with this first one. Oh, wait. I gotta open up my reference pictures for it. It's going good. I just got over being sick, but I'm not sick anymore, so yippee. Right. I'm just reading over the additional details. Okay, cool. You know, I don't know why my canvas is so big on this. It doesn't need to be that big. I'm gonna move this layer into the middle and then make it smaller just so that I can not have to deal with that the whole time too. There we go. And then we can go up here into my canvas size. It's sad that my thing does everything in different windows, my art application. So you can't see when I'm like changing colors or when I'm like changing canvas size and stuff, which is kind of lame, but whatever. I guess I could probably go with, yeah, that should be fine. Should have get a little more in the center there. Little faceless doll. Alright. I'm gonna make that, yeah, over the opacity there just so I'm not half fighting with it. And then we'll start. Well, maybe I should have the reference pictures on there so that I can certain color drop. I know at least for the first one, this has been like out in the open, and they are going out in the open anyway, so I think it should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna add you in there. It's gonna be small anyway. So I'm just using it to color drop. There. That's a character we're doing. Act. Now that I have the color right here, actually use that. Let's see if this is gonna be too dark. Oh. Stylus doesn't seem to be working. What the hell? My finger works fine. I wanted to use my stylus because it's more professional. Let me see if a different stylus is working because I know I have another one up here. Mute for just a sec. Okay, I found my black one. It seems to be working. No, it's not. Sorry, that was loud. I forgot I actually had to put the my bag back down. I have like all my stuff that I take back and forth with me from the dorms and a the same bag that I keep everything in. It's all in one spot. Okay, let's see if I can color correct this a little bit. The outline. Typically, I just use a darker version of the main color for the outline. I think I'm gonna have to make this a little bit duller just so that it doesn't show up so red. See what I mean? Which happens sometimes. It just depends on what you're coloring. I have to do it with skin tone a lot of times. Because skin tone has a lot of different undertones and stuff to it. We could not make it look. Now the style that these are in is very sketchy, and that is for a reason. Each of these commissions are going to be going into our game, MacDouglas Family Manor, and they are going to need to fit the style there, and the style is extremely sketchy on purpose. Typically, I would be a lot more polished with my artwork, but for like the grungy, creepy, disturbing vibes, I guess, we chose to make it really, really sketchy. Oh wait, I shouldn't use that back here. Just use it on, yeah, just the hands are showing. This little guy is so cute. I love being able to draw other people's characters for once. Because I'm always working with my own, you know? Which is fun. I love my characters too, of course. But it's nice to see something. Oh, I'm drawing on his face. It's nice to see something new for a change. So, Outlier is hard to draw. Trying to figure out how I want to do it for this hairstyle, because the one that I did before this was of Multi, and Multi just has, Multi's hair was like this, so I just, like, drew the the strands because it's supposed to be like yarn almost. Does that make sense? With the little button eyes and things like that. Hmm. Okay. This part, I think, we probably do like just like almost like two strands coming out like that, so that it looks yarn wefty. And there's another little one. Oh, a little too wide. I don't want to make it like my normal hair. It needs to be rounded for the. Whoa! Why are we doing that? It was like beating. Why are we? Why are we beating? There we go. That's too big though. Let me try it this way. Oh, why doesn't it do that spot on my computer for some reason? So look at that. This up, I think. And of course, they can get revisions and stuff on these. If I miss anything major, which obviously I will try not to. I remember I gotta draw the hoodie and stuff behind this too. I don't know why this is really frustrating. See how it draws so smooth, like when I go like that, but then when I'm trying to do that, it like, yeah, it starts like making it into like little tiny lines or something. Like, what is that? Why are we doing that? It like doesn't want to curve. I've never had that issue before, I don't think. Like, it's acting like it's not connecting to the canvas, which is really weird. Maybe for the little curves I'll have to use my finger, which I'm used to anyway. I used to do all my art with the finger instead of. See how much smoother that was? Like, what the hell? I still want to keep the general shape of the hair. It just has to be in these like little yarn wefty things. That makes sense. So it kind of rounds off there. Like that. See, it goes. I'm kind of mapping things out right now. This is obviously not what it's gonna look like. Just like that. And I would say, hold on, maybe make it more. Just like that. Okay. These. Another one for here. It's more tucked though, so maybe not. Because I don't want to cover the eyes fully, since that's not the hairstyle of the character, really. Another little lift down here. I think it should be probably a double strand since it's a little thicker. And then I'll erase this part. Because that was just for figuring out where things go purposes. I think this needs to be a little swoopier. I think that's the problem. I just need to figure out how I'm gonna do that with the yarn style. Yeah, because it kind of goes like that. It's still kind of up too much, but I think for the style we're going for, that'll be okay. This one will go all the way down. Yeah, I feel like that's how it would be done if you were doing it with yarn. Oh, I don't work with yarn. I'm just experimenting. Let's go down to the bottom of the eye, at least on this side. And then the other side, I think it's, yeah, it's like up a little bit more. Yeah, the other side is slightly different. Check the other reference that I have here too. It's more of a swirl tuft than this one. But everything else is pretty much the same. It's the swoop and the down on that one. But I can also see more of the like bangy pieces. Not bangs. What do you call it? It's like the opposite of bangs. I don't know what I was talking about. Talking about like pieces that go like back here. I can see those better in the other reference, so I'll use that. Put that part. I remember I don't need to smooth these out as much as I normally do. They're supposed to be sketchy. I'm very ingrained to want to fix. Because normally I do not leave them like that, but it's what must be done for the style. That's almost too pointy. Oh, that's better. No, actually, that's terrible. I zoomed out and looked at what I drew. Like, this goes. What's up from this? I think. Let me double check the other one. I think it goes down more there. This one has it go slightly over the eye. So keep it like that. It goes down. Honestly, to like right up there, I think. I need to make this connect, maybe. Let me see how I did it with multi, because I want to keep the style almost the same, obviously. All the dolls must have the same hair. Oh, no, multis is not connected. Okay. So do that to the, just goes up to the normal bang one. It's too big of a weft, actually. Go behind now. Check other reference. Okay. Goes down like right below the chin. Looks like. It does go out-ish. Would the machine like that, right? It's hard because these guys have ears. Oh, this guy doesn't. Okay, yeah, how did they do it? Overlapping skin. It's not really skin. What would you call it for a doll? Plastic? No, it wouldn't be plastic. It would be fabric. Because they're like yarn dolls. I feel like the eyes need to be moved down on this or something. It didn't look as weird with multi, but I think the eye placement is good for the animal characters, but for the humanoids, I think maybe I can move the eyes down. Let's see if that makes it look better to me. Oh, I don't want to go that far though. Not that far with the lasso. Ew, I don't like that either. Bring them down to like there. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot better, actually. I think that's how I'm gonna keep it. I'll swap back when we have the I have animal ones to do today, actually. I have animal options. If anyone would like to get an animal one, I can do it. I can do the animal version, which is just like a plushie almost. Uh, I don't think we have any of those today. We might though. I'll have to double check. Okay. Let's do the eyes now. Darken for the outline. These are easy. my stylus was stop being a brat. People are so weird in this building, I swear to God. You guys probably couldn't hear it, but speak very oddly and do odd things in the storm room. They're in the storm building, not dorm room. My dorm room's normal. Stealing your green. Like a frog hoodie. First. No, that goes down more. Or it should go down more. That's like more of a... Give him like a crop titty there for a second. Or just black. Make sure they don't have any extra detail on them in the other picture or anything. Oh, they're just baggy. Baggy black pants. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a deeper thing so that they actually look baggy. Should have done that on a lower layer. Oh, before. Doesn't need to be that. It doesn't need to be that messy for the style. And then I think the shoes seem to be a very slightly lighter black. Trying to figure out if they're lighter or darker. They're almost this. They might be the same color. Yeah, I think they're the same color actually. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing too much. Which I would have been, because I thought they were lighter. But they're not. See. More down. I feel like this part now looks too messy. I was a little cleaner with my lines than I thought I was doing, but that's okay. Commission-wise, it's gonna look better anyway. Okay, Maria's is earring. Which I think I need to get I need to get the gray color because the wire is the shine. think we would only be able to see like a little peek of it. And proportional. That doesn't look right to me. Hmm. Gotta reposition itself for a second. I love how squeaky these dorm beds are. Oh, it's the wrong layer now. Should be on the hoodie layer. What shape is this? It's like a. And this one, it's like a triangle almost. I think, yeah, triangle on that one too. What was that one almost? This one has the little square at the top, and the other one doesn't. Okay. This should almost come out like that. And this and this. And I think I'm gonna shrink this a little bit. Oh, hold on, let me. Yeah, to be a little smaller, I think. It is stylized to be bigger than like a normal zipper, but I think mine was a little too much. And then we need to do the line that goes up to the zipper, of course. Oh, not over the zipper. Under the zipper. I need the hood too. I want to make sure I'm doing this part right for sure. You got the little frog. I think it's actually supposed to be Kermit. For the eyes. So we're definitely gotta remember to do the little cross. The eyes. Yeah, and on both of them, the hood seems to be like almost on the back of the head. So I'll try to emulate that with this too. It's like even under the hair. Far the top goes up, it's about halfway. Right. I'm sure I have the same shape. The eyes, I'm gonna go completely gray. And then go to like 90 on the color wheel. You can't see what I'm doing. You couldn't see what I was doing there, but I was messing with the color wheel. I wonder if other people draw the same way that I do. I'm always laying down when I draw. Trying to see which reference would be better for the eyes here, depending on the angle that we're doing. So in this one, his head's kind of tilted. In the other one, it's not, but it's facing the other way. Okay, I might just need to eyeball it. I think the eyes come like halfway between the hair, like here and here. Couldn't really see that because it was white, but they come like here. And then do they go all the way? If they could, I don't think so. If they go over and then they like, oh shoot, wait. That should be over, right? Or a different layer for the eye part. In logic. What the hell? This is still under. Just move that up there. So I couldn't see what I was doing. Why is this still under here? Jeez, I moved it and then it moved back. Didn't like the sticky out part there. Okay. Now the magic of this being on one layer is that I can make it bigger. So I want it to be bigger, I think. And can also tilt it. And then to make sure that they look the same, I'm gonna duplicate this. And I'm going to mirror it. Move it up. I didn't do that for any other part of the drawing because it tends to look weird if you do that. But it's okay for some like small parts and stuff. Sometimes I'll do it with eyes. But if you mirror your whole canvas, it ends up looking really uncanny and strange. Okay, let me make sure I have most of the things before I start coloring. Where he has a mole under his eye. What side is it on? Be bigger? Let me see how big it is in comparison with other things. It's a pretty small one. Do you think I should make it a tiny bit bigger so it's more noticeable? Yeah, that should be good. Alright. Now we get to drawing, or coloring, I should say. This will be direct color drops. It's always interesting to pick whenever it's like shaded art versus not shaded art. To color pick. I always try to pick the one that looks like it's the supposed to be the main color. that makes sense. So first, I typically work from the top down. Technically, this is the second layer, but that's okay. First one is the eyeballs of the hoodie, so get to those after. It's not like it really affects anything. They don't touch the hair. I used to, a long time ago, not use layers with my art, and I used to be so confused as to how people would just color without, like, going over the lines at all. It's like, what? How do they do that? They're, like, literally coloring right over them, but there's nothing on the thing. I only learned about, I only learned about layers, like, or at least how, like, they actually worked in, like, high school. I've never been big into digital art until, like, recently, I guess. I was just always more of a traditional sketch in my sketchbook kind of person. But now I, like, only do digital art. Hardly ever sketch by hand anymore. Well, that's not true. A lot of times my base sketches are by hand, but or it's always by hand, but by, sketchbook hand. Traditional is what I wanted to say. Um, but I really only do that for so that I can digitalize it after, because I love working with color and stuff now, but I've always been so bad at it that I used to only have like pencil sketches. They were never colored. They were only graphite. Because I used to get really sad because my coloring skills were so bad that I just felt like it would like ruin it. So I need to go on this layer because there's skin peeking through there. Now we can go to eyes, the hoodie. On whites are always so much more subtle because if you make them too dark, then it looks like a completely different color. So I always make the whites like almost slightly lighter than the difference between the other colors. If that makes sense? I don't know if it's a lot actually, but that's my attempt to explain it. I know there's details in the shoes that I need to double check on. I think they would be not visible the way that this is drawn, but I'll need to double check on that. Why is that going? Oh, I see. Hold on. I need to move this down under there. That way it's not covering up the skin line art. I think it shouldn't be doing that. Smaller to get in these corners. Layers. Wait, where's my... Oh no, down layers. Sorry. I was trying to find the hood layer so I don't have to grab this color again. a little green spot on that eye part now that wasn't covered properly. I need to fix that. So here. Right here. See it? Oh, that was the wrong layer. That was the line art part. There we go. I never label my layers, which probably would drive people crazy, but it is what it is. Alright, now we do pants and shoes because they're the same color. Let's get a bigger brush there. Probably didn't get that big, but wait. Right now, I don't have to deal with clean up. I think if it makes sense from the angle, I definitely need to add in those shoot details. I think it'll make it look a lot more precise. I just don't think they would show from this angle, but we'll see. Layer. Everything looks so much nicer when it's colored. I love it. It always makes me happy. This layer should be on the color though again. Bobbed over that. And then we'll do these guys. So cute. Keep forgetting to check chat at all. Luckily we haven't had a whole lot of yapping, so that's good. Good and bad, I guess. I love my lurkers though. Never feel like you need to chat to enjoy my stream or anything. So once more, it's gonna be a small spot. So I didn't need that small little brush. Oh well. I'm not changing it back now. Okay. And then let me check about the thing. Saving real quick. I have to do that for sure. I'm really bad. Imagine I did all this work and it just like deleted. I'd cry. Okay, yeah, they're like two little green lines, but I thought they looked a little different on this other one. Oh no, they're the same. This one's just showing the laces, I think, as well. Because it's like from a top down. I was thinking those were together, but they're not. Okay. I think these parts wouldn't, the little green stripes I don't think would show. Because they're like almost on like they're on like the left side of the bottom of the shoes. Whereas this is showing like the top. I think, because it's weird when I'm trying to think of these weird little stubby things as feet. Hmm. I think if I had there was a leg with a shoe, the shoe would look like this at this angle. So, and on these shoes, the lines, oh, I guess the lines would show because they're like right here. And these are the laces. I feel like that's gonna look really odd here, but we'll see what it looks like, I guess. I think I might end up having to pick one or the other here, but we'll see. Maybe not. And then the laces are like almost white, but not quite. And I can see them from this other picture, so let me check. They're just like straight across. They're thicker though. Not that thick. Yeah, kind of. Okay. A little worried there for a second. Is that detail gonna look super weird in the style, but it doesn't. Looks fine. I need to erase my. Imagine I kept the foot there. Hold on, what layer is that on? I don't know what layer it was at. Was I coloring it before this? I was coloring his eyes before this, I think. No, not there. No. Oh, here it is. Okay, and then there's the question of the earring. I think I'm not going to outline the earring because it's going to be weirdly shaped there. I'm just going to take the direct color. And just do this. I think that looks a lot better than what I was trying to do before. And it makes sense as to where the ear would be. Kind of blends in a little. I'm gonna make that more distinct. That squeaky bed. I hate it. Hello, Astral. I don't know when you said that because I'm really bad at checking chat when I'm drawing. I get like in the zone or something. We need to use, I think I need to use a smaller brush to make these shapes a little more distinct. I think that was really big, but I guess it is a pretty chunky earring. A little less chunky on the other one, but I think that'll be fine. And my signature. I might a smaller brush there. On commissions, I tend to want to make my signature small. And I tend to only put multi-space instead of the whole multi-space creations part. Oh, what is happening with my T? Why did I like jump to another part of that thing? I also made my E a lot smaller than the other letters, and I'm not sure why I did that. Oh my gosh, why is my eraser so huge? I thought I like took it down a lot. It's still too big. I started, yeah, the P. I started making things smaller for some reason. Draw that U for some reason. I might make that a tiny bit bigger, just a little bit. I feel like you won't be able to read it when it's. Of course, these won't be watermarked in the game, but little signature. Let's take this off here. See if. Okay. Let me double check that I got everything. Pretty sure I did though. Now we have one other paid one to do today. I think that's probably all we'll get through. I tend to go a lot faster when I'm not streaming, so. Let's see. For details, and I also need to. This again. Oh, no, wait. Why is this not. Moved over and stuff? Hmm. Okay, let me open up this. I'm drawing my pen. Let me open up this one again. And make a copy, I guess. And then that's our copy, and I'm just gonna delete the stuff. That looks so weird. We're like deconstructing this poor doll. Sorry, it was easier than deconstructing my old part of the face. Okay. Okay. This one has a normal reference drawn and a Minecraft skin. I think the Minecraft skin is for some of the bigger details. Yeah, like red instead of green clothes, which is different in the thing. And then, yeah, to add the shoes. Okay, cool. So I'll mostly be going off of this art piece then. And the skin will be for some of those detail changes. Where can I put you? is right here. No, not the bot on Twitch. Get out of here. I don't know why they keep coming back. I ban them every time, and it's always a different channel. I guess just because it's a bot, but it's always the same website advertising. Get out of here. We don't inflate viewership in this house. It's real hot in my room. I need to pause for a second to turn my heat down. I don't know why it got so hot all of a sudden, but it did. It's like I'm literally like sweating. Gross. Okay. I have turned off the heat and I have changed into a t-shirt, so hopefully that helps. Alright. Start with the skin. So I forgot that I already drawn that layer for some reason. There we go. I think I used a six point. That's right, yeah. This one is complex, which is fun, but challenging. It's not. No, I think I must have used a bigger thing than this. About 8. Yeah, that's more like it. So loud. I always get scared in my dorm because the the door beside mine, whenever it opens, it sounds like it's my door being opened. It always freaks me out. I'm like, oh no, someone coming in my room, but they're not. I don't know why my like brain hasn't decided to start computing that yet. And then just the hands and the legs. They're showing. Let's see. For the robes, I need color select, I think, from this other one. Open this on there real quick. So I can get the red. This is the main red color there. It's harder to tell with pixels. Okay, so the bottom should be outlined for sure with the. Oh my gosh. My stabilizer turned off for a second. There we go. How would I go about making it tattered? I think what I normally do. So I normally make it like jagged like that. Yeah, because there won't be pant lines. Are no pants. And it goes up to like the mid part. Because then it turns into black. Let me make this a little bit more triangular though. The sleeves are also the darker color, it looks like. They just have the stripes of the red. So I'll have to swap over, I think, now. Well, hold on, because the outline of this, I think, is going to be red. I love these little designs on characters. I don't know what it's called, but whatever that is, this part, the it's like a shawl almost, but it's not. It's like fantasy characters have them all the time. Maybe it is still considered a shawl. But I have a character that has that kind of thing on too. I love them. I think it's so cool. Should it be? I guess would be over the face parts. If my stylus does not stop being weird about curves, I swear to God. Do it with my finger then. Have it your way. You can see it comes down to like 1/3 of the arm, which would be like here, I think. Because then it goes to the gold or the normal undersleeve. Those are not even. Now my eraser's too small. I was just complaining about it being too big. Never satisfied. I'm never satisfied by my eraser. Sorry, I should be nicer to it. Okay, and then we go to black, I think. On here, it's like more of a dark green, but I think it's supposed to be black. I'll do it on another layer so it'll be easy to change if needed. Oh, no, I need to be stark black for the outline. This one would just barely get any of the sleeve because most of it is covered by the gold part. Gauntlet, is that what you call that? Something like that? Yeah, it should be like that. It should be where the pants meet. Erase that. Let's do the gold. I always get paranoid after I've just do that on another layer. I always get paranoid after I have like muted my mic for a little bit because sometimes I'll accidentally mute my mic and forget to turn it back on. I haven't done that recently though. Proud of myself. One time I did it for almost an entire stream and it was really sad. People were like, I thought you were just doing a silent gameplay. I was like, oh, I wasn't, but that's okay, I guess. Oh, jeez, I don't know why it threw there. It's not pressing down. Okay. Wait, before I change colors, actually, I do the necklace. Or amulet, I guess. Oh, I need to undo my stabilizer here to do these beads. Yeah, it's about even. Signs. Where does it come down to? It's about like right here. Chibis are like smushed, so it's kind of, you can't do this exact same angles or anything. Which makes it a little harder sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna do that and then erase. Maybe not that far. The way it like gives the illusion that's going. This silver part probably won't be outlined because it's a really small surface. See how tiny that is? It just wouldn't look right if I tried to outline. I guess we can go to the blue. Next we'll do the skulls on the shoulder. Shoot, that's a really small space to put them. I don't know if that's gonna look right. I think I'm gonna do this. This is obviously not what it's gonna. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be proportionally a little bigger, I think. Just so that you can tell what they are. Okay, that should be fine. That size, I mean, not not what was actually happening there. And this is on its own layer, so I can resize and readjust as needed. there will be good. Let's see how this looks mirrored. It's at a different angle than it is in the picture, so it might be okay. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I do need to draw in the lines. Big. This blue again. That is not correct. I'm gonna have to go in with a smaller brush, I think, for those. Leave it for now. What next? Maybe the feet. So they can put shoes on them, and it looks like it's about the same color as the gauntlet the shoes will be. So we'll do that. Legs are showing. There. And then I get the gold again. Similar. I have to erase and redo that part. Okay. Now it looks like they don't have a shirt on, but it won't look like that in the actual drawing, obviously. Or in the final. This is the actual drawing, but in the final. With this hair. I'm gonna do the back layer first. I don't know what the back part of the hair is gonna be showing, I don't think. One more on this side. See, it swoops like right over the shoulder here. And then we go on top layer. Stylist could not bully me. That would be fun. See what wants to keep messing with me? I don't know why it's keeping messing with me. It's annoying though. I joked earlier that this stream was cursed because I kept having stuff crop up when I was trying to do it. Oh, that needs to go on the underlayer. Still struggle with my layers. There, I think that adds the, like, see what, like, wisps to the side over there? And there's a strand that sticks out a little more as well. Well, that was on the wrong layer, but that's okay. It's getting colored anyway. Now I do the mushroom hat. I love mushroom hats. Ariel wanted a mushroom hat. Gabe's little multiverse design that he still hasn't drawn after however long since our 2.0 debut. Not to call him out or anything. His design has a mushroom hat type thing in it too. I think that was his. Pretty positive. Pretty sure he's the only one that really needs to draw theirs anymore. I did something wrong there. That's not looking right. I have the this is so silly. I have the that TikTok sound that's like, I think I'm gonna die in this house stuck in my head. I don't know where that came from. I guess just seeing it everywhere. Can't tell if that's thunder outside or if someone's like moving furniture. Thunder. Definitely thunder. What am I doing wrong here? I'm getting the top shape right, I think. I think it needs to go like that so that we can show the mushroom gills. No. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? Let me think from a not hat perspective, but a toadstool perspective. How would I normally draw a mushroom? Like that. On the underside. No, that's not how I would draw a mushroom. Well, I would if I was drawing it like the cap is that way, but this is leaned back slightly. So I would draw the mushroom like that. Okay. That's where I was getting confused. So, so I do need to make it a little bit like that. Obviously erase my crooked little doodle. My reference doodle. I think I've drawn a mushroom before for you guys. long time ago. Might have been for the same person, actually. I guess it's just the frills aren't really gonna, or the gills aren't gonna show from from this angle, because this is like it's almost like the other drawing is looking up at them, whereas this one you're looking slightly down. I think that's what was messing me up. Red orange beams. They kind of, yeah, they kind of stick out. I'm gonna make sure I was doing that part right. Okay. And then I need the eyes. And his mouth is scary. I like it, but it's kind of scary. Okay, so the eyes are pitch black with they're like reversed eyes. Oh, but if I'm not doing Skrellas, then I guess it would just be the light green. Pupils. Or not pupils, but those are the I guess it's the pupil and the iris. Hmm. Maybe I should do it like how I was gonna do it originally. Let me see how it looks first. Layer right underneath this. I'm gonna like almost gradient it, if that makes sense. We'll see how it looks with the coloring. If anything, we could even just do it like this because it still keeps the black intact. I think maybe this is their mouth. I'm not doing mouths, but I feel like I need to add at least like stripies or something. You know what? I think I'm gonna ask the commissioner about that part. Because none of the other dolls are gonna have mouths, but it's also a big part of their design. And then need to add their belt on their midsection down here. Should be over the that's gonna be tricky with how I drew that. Um, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna draw over the pants on one layer because this top part is drawn with the bottom of the skirt on the same layer, but I need it to go over the bottom layer and not the top one, if that makes sense. What are those? Yeah. Like a ribbon. These are $5 on our Ko-Fi, by the way, and they will get you the Cameo in game. So if you would like to get one after seeing all this, consider it. Please. It would be very helpful. You don't have to. Don't feel pressured. It would just be helpful if you would like to get one. It would be very appreciated, I should say. Should be appreciated. Not, I mean, it is helpful too, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to not guilt trip you, but also express my gratitude. Where is it? Where's the skin layer? I'm not seeing the hands. There you are. Hands and face. Need to take my stabilizer off there. Never use it when I'm coloring. Cover the legs. The spaces where I go over will be seen in the final product. I do think, yeah, I need to make my brush smaller. Okay, it didn't need to be that smaller, but that's okay. Top part of the hair too. They do have some highlights that I need to add in. That aren't just highlights, it's like actual hair color differences. But I'm gonna get the base to get the base done first. I guess I put that on the other layer. There. So it's not clipping. There's like this green. Some of it is like just like normal hair gradient, but I think this green is more like a thing. If that makes sense. With the eyes. I can do them like that, which I like. Or do it like that. I think the one on the left is more accurate, so let's do that. Okay. And we need to, yeah, keep this black because of the shirt. Or the sleeves, I guess I should call them. Yeah, they're on the slipper. Oh, it's not just the sleeves. It's also the top part of the dress. Oh. Has to go under the belt. It's also in the cloak, huh? The cloak's just outlined by the red. I keep getting scared thinking I colored it wrong. But the commissioner specified to do this red instead of the green on the dress. I really like fantasy designs. I wish I was better at coming up with them. Because I'm not very good at it, but I'm also gonna thicken this up a little bit. Stabilizer for this part. It's supposed to help me with the line thickness, but it kind of failed me on that end. There we go. Got better that time. Need to do the belt. Oh, which is going to be interesting because it's on 2 layers, but I think it's just the ribbon part that is. Guess we'll find out. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter anyway when I'm going this lower. Duh. Let's pick the right gold. Make sure I'm using the right one. Okay. We got it for the gauntlet, and we got it for the shoes. And for now, that'll. Oh no, I still need to do the skulls too. I'm gonna say for now, that'll be it. I'll ask the commissioner what they want with the mouth. With the skulls. I'm gonna ask both of them, obviously, if they want anything changed, but remember that note. I'm gonna turn the opacity down slightly on these flames. from where? That way they really look like fire coming out. Smoke, I guess it's not really fire. All right. So we are done for now. I'm gonna send these off and see if there's any. Wait, why is there a black spot? There's a black spot. There we go. I'm gonna send these off and see how much we could actually do this without something. That'd be cool. Where was my train of thought at before I faltered? Oh, I'm gonna send these off to the commissioners, see if they need any changes done. Obviously, we won't be having the reworks on stream. If you would like to get one, our Ko-Fi is linked in the chat. And they are $5. You can donate more if you would like to, but their base price is $5. Which I think is pretty cheap for that, plus an in-game cameo. You get your character in a video game. Isn't that cool? Yeah, we will see you next stream. I don't have a schedule out, so I don't know when it'll be. Might try to fit one in tomorrow, but I probably won't be able to. So, we'll see how things go. Either way, we'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.